And I don't let my diagnosis define me. You are not your problems. You are not your diagnosis. That's not the entire you. If you don't love me at my lowest, then you're not fit to be either my fan, a follower, or whatever, because you don't completely understand the fullness of the person. Therapy is just one thing. You dealing with the problems on your own after therapy is the biggest hurdle.
Hi everyone, I'm Sierra Hermoso Horia, your showrunner and host for Level Up IRL. Our guest for this episode is a TV host, comedian, actress, musician, multi-talented artist talaga, a brave mental health warrior and advocate, at Nanay Nikaya. It's Tuesday Vargas.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I go whatever time you're watching this. Hi, guys. Thank you for having me, Miss Sia. Thank you po.
Thank you. Parang in one of your interviews, you said you like solo travel. When did you start doing solo travels?
So, I started traveling muna, the traveling thing, yung charm ng, I was bitten by the bug, 2003, imagine. So, I went to Thailand for the first time by myself. I was 23.
Mm-hmm.
So, parang inisip ko noon, parang, I wanna go somewhere na hindi masyadong malayo yung culture sa Philippines, malapit lang. Para in case I change my mind, I become bored, I can just go home and pack my things, diba? But sadly, I really liked it. Parang there's joy in solitude. I found na when I'm with my thoughts and I'm in nature, I'm at my best self. So that's my favorite feeling to have with traveling. So since 2003, I've been doing that every chance I get. If I'm not with family, mas preferred ko na mag-isa kasi you have time to, look at things, yung hindi ka nag-aasikaso. Very mommy kasi ako eh. So ako taga-organize ng train tickets, plane tickets,
Yes.
bookings, tours, all of that.
Ikaw ang trip advisor.
Yeah, but when I travel alone, wala akong plans. I just go with the flow. Of course, I have a basic plan, di ba? But whatever happens, I just let it. Ganon. Yun yung maganda sa solo traveling.
And I can relate. So, yung first solo travel ko, Bangkok din.
Diba?
Oo, tapos parang I was 42 na. Tapos, ang discover ko, it was also mga shopping.
Yes.
Sinundan ko yung spiritual placer.
Yes.
So yung mga tengo, yung mga yoga-yoga.
Yes.
Meron siyang spiritual side, yung Buddhist side.
Mm-hmm.
Iwasan na may mga mods.
Correct.
Panchatucha.
Correct. Kung nasan lahat ng Pilipino, favorite niyo yan, dyan lang kayo lagi. Ang laki-laki ng Bangkok. Dyan lang kayo lagi. Try niyo lang. At saka lumabas kayo ng Bangkok. Thailand is so big. Go to Chiang Mai, go to Chiang Rai. Ang dami pang pupuntahan. And not even Pattaya or go to Koh Tao. Yan ang mga magagandang puntahan.
Try ko din pumunta like dun sa may mga elephant
Yes.
sanctuary.
Oo, pero wala na atang ethical na sanctuary. Lahat na ata parang considered cruelty na. So, you don't play with them, take a bath with them, feed them. If it's truly an ethical sanctuary, you just observe them.
Right.
So, I think there's one in Chiang Mai na you don't really hold the elephants or be in close proximity with them. Ano lang, observance lang kayo para you see them in the wild. Yun daw ang pinaka-ethical.
Kasi yung conservationist filmmaker na friend ko, hello Noel, sabi nga niya, huwag ka na mag-zoo.
Akala ko nandiyan talaga sila. Meron pala yan. Shit.
Oo, sabi niya, huwag ka mag-zoo, Mars.
Oh, wow.
Nakakaawa yung mga animals. I tried to, sa research ko, sabi ko nga, sugot na yung mga pinatatanong. When it comes to mental health, ano yung mga cracks in your life that somehow transform you and made you like one beautiful piece?
I think, the art form, let's talk about the art form itself. It's not an accident. It's purposeful. Ginagawa to talaga ng mga Japanese to showcase a virtue that's absent in most modern people. So when we say modern people, these are people that are busy with everyday things like, the rat race, as we say. Trabaho, success, climbing up the ladder, etc. And sometimes we miss yung mga bagay-bagay because we're so busy getting to that next level, getting to that next stage. Now we don't just stop and take a look at the beautiful things, that even the broken pieces can be considered beautiful. So in my life, I translate it with the same parang attitude when I attack things, na I don't ultimately judge an activity, a person, or a situation as bad. Nung binabasa ko yung art ng Kintsugi, naaral ko siya, it goes deeper than that. It's not just pottery or it's a demonstration of appreciation. I think that there's beauty in the breakdown when a person says na, I'm broken, I'm sad, I'm incomplete, I'm not perfect. And right now, you will see a lot of artists, coming out slowly because I'd like to think, and I'm very proud to say this, I was a pioneer in this parang endeavor that nobody was talking about them being broken before. Parang it's so shameful that people idolize you, you're pretty, you're famous, and yet you open up yung naging vulnerable ka, diba, at certain times. So parang nade-destroy yung fantasy ng mga tao. At me, I operate differently. Iniiba ko. Kumbaga parang if you don't love me at my lowest, then you're not fit to be either my fan, a follower, or whatever because you don't completely understand the fullness of the person. When I decided to do therapy, it was also parang nilulok ko yung pride ko na parang dati kasi very Scorpio, no? Very alpha. Ayaw namin tanggapin na nagkakamali kami or nagiging mahina kami. We don't normally ask for help. So when I did therapy, it was somebody else telling me what to do, assessing me, telling me I'm so and so. And it's a hard pill to swallow. But there was a thing that my therapist said to me na talagang it stuck with me up until this day. Sabi niya sa akin, you are not your problems. You are not your diagnosis. That's not the entire you. So whatever happened to my life, good or bad, it doesn't, translate ultimately to the whole reflection of my being. Kumbaga, isang aspeto lang siya ng pagkatao ko. And I don't let my diagnosis define me or give me an excuse to behave badly. Kasi parang, consider me, accommodate me because I'm like this. I have a condition or I'm sad. No! Everybody is sad now. It's just that a lot of us are undiagnosed. My point being is, I'm not going to specifics, but there's so many things that happen to be good, bad, mid. But all of that became like the tapestry of the person that I am. And I'm so happy to see me like this. Kasi I think people who are open with their, the things that make them feel afraid to share to people because of the fear of being judged. But once you open up, once you say to yourself, I don't care what other people think anymore, just gonna be me. It's so liberating.
Yun nga yung sasabi nila. Kasi parang, syempre, pag session sa nakakuhaan naman, parang therapy yun. So, nasasabi mo yung mga, hindi mo nasasabi true sa regular na tao. Tapos, sinasabi sa akin, kasi nag-open up na siya about her experiences before yung coma niya, diba? Like, she wrote a blog about it. Ako, parang, I'm not sure, like, how open I should be. Parang there are parts of me na pa I want to protect it. Kasi, pero at the same time, ayoko din maging shameful about it. Diba? Pero I also want to protect it. So, parang I'm at this stage na hindi pa ako super open to everyone.
Yeah.
Kasi parang,
it's a process actually. Not everybody can arrive at that point na parang, okay, ready na ako. And sometimes healing can be like that. It's push and pull eh. So, one day you think you're okay. I'm bright, I'm sunny, I'm positive. Tapos, the next day parang, I'm down again. What's happening? Ganyan. It's a process. We're human beings. We're not trees. We're not fixed.
yes.
We can move. We can change. And I think being not so open is also part of the process. Kasi nga, the fact na mayroong struggle, ibig sabihin may change, may growth na nangyayari. So, I also think we should embrace that. Yung push and pull na yun.
Oo. Parang, iba talaga, Their also. And healing. And I think I did therapy in my 20s and then 30s. Parang there was a point where after sabi ng doktor na, okay ka na, hindi ka na kailangan meds. Parang freedom. But at the same time, parang naisip ko after that, ginamit ko bang crutch din ng therapy?
Yes.
What are your thoughts about it?
Well, a lot of followers or those that PM me on my social media pages, they say, pang mayaman lang yung therapy. Hindi naman afford yan. Tsaka, if meron mong public health office, it's usually wala ng appointment or not at all, hindi ka accommodate. Because, sorry po, kailangan po sa mga college students ngayon, try to consider going to psych as your course kasi kailangan natin ng mga mental health experts. We're seriously lacking experts in that field and a lot of people need help in that part. So, yung bagay na to, ito yung kailangan talaga ma-reconcile mo sa sarili mo na, why am I doing therapy? Is it for other people so that I can be accepted? Or am I doing therapy so that I can finally accept myself? There are certain things that will be revealed in the sessions. As you know, you receive it through therapy na parang, uy, oo nga. Kaya pala, now it makes sense. Gaganyan ka. So, yung mga parts na yun yung mga treasure na parts. But when it feeds your ego, like you say to yourself, parang okay na ako, pasalit na therapy ako. No, therapy is just one thing. You dealing with the problems on your own after therapy is the biggest hurdle. Maliit lang yung part na yun ng therapy, yung healing. Ako, for me, ang pinakamalaki challenge ko, it's not going to the doctor and admitting I have a problem. Hindi yun eh. It's actually facing the people that I have problems with and telling them so and so. Because hindi ako confrontational na tao. Ganun ako. Yung parang kahit may ginawa na tong malito sa akin, mas pipiliin ko pang mag-retreat. That's a Scorpio thing. We retreat. We plan. We bide our time. We think of our next move. Ganun. And until it fizzles out, and then you forget about it, you move on to the next thing. So nothing is resolved. So what I learned in therapy, and the biggest challenge for me, is to confront the demons that were exposed during therapy. And the first parang villain in this story is myself. Because most of my problems are caused by me. And it's very hard to admit that. So yun yung maganda na ginawa sa akin ng therapy. But never kong sinabi sa sarili ko, I'm okay. I even said in my other interviews, I'm just at 30%. It's still a long way to go.
Kasi parang, may time to be honest, parang I'm using it like, kung nagko-confession ka, I'm a haze ka. Parang,
Pero iba ulit yun, ha? Iba ulit siya.
Pero parang, okay, kasi parang yung therapy, pinawalisan natin yung isip mo, ganyan. Nasa the same time, ang motivation was, I don't want to pass my pain sa ibang tao. And at the same time, I have kids. Ayoko din magpass load.
Yeah. Totoo.
Oo. And then eventually, parang, yun nga, after the period na parang ginagamit ko siyang excuse to face the real issues, to confront things.
Yes.
It takes a while to confront it, no? And now I'm trying, like, kinabagpag ko yung pagka-people pleaser ko.
Yes.
Kinabagpag ko yung the lack of belief in myself. Ano yun?
Okay, ayan, gusto mo natin. Sa'yo pala dapat.
Ano tayo?
Hindi ba? Mahirap to talk about these things, guys. You should understand.
I guess progress siya, but at the same time, I do have friends na who would say na ang barrier to therapy is, ayoko kasing ma-judge.
They don't do that. The doctors don't do that. Well, the good doctors.
Yeah, but can therapists put you judge ka?
Oo, totoo. I've had so many.
Oo.
Meron kasi akong therapist sa isip mo lang yan. Kaya ako nandito eh. Di ba parang mind doctor?
Ano ba?
Dito ko ako sa kanya. Sa isip mo lang yan. Ha?
Since tayo, tropang 40s, parang napansin mo ba yung parang pattern, like, every 7 years, the evolution, like, would you, like, do you want to share anything, like, 7-year-old, 40-year-old, everyone, no, yeah.
Yeah. Sige. I was 7 when my mom left the country and she stayed in Japan to work. That was the start of, being away from your parental figure na you actually learned a lot from. Tapos all of a sudden, na-cut off kayo kasi nga, the distance, diba? And at very early, I started taking care of myself and learning things as a little girl without a mom by her side. Like, how do I do this? How do I face boys? How do I deal with my adolescent years? How is all of that? Ang hirap nun for me kasi, nung lumaki sa tatay, pagpasok mo ng dalaginding stage, boyish ka. Parang, nung nag-14 ako, that's when I started getting curious, tapos maputi ako. Kasi I'm not exactly ugly. Charis.
Oo
So,
naman.
I'm a pretty little girl.
Oo.
So, ang dami nating manliligaw. Ha? Ang dami. So, mga dalawa. Ha? Ang dami na yun. Maliit lang kasi isa. Kaya 2.5. Pero anyway, nung nag-14 ako, parang lahat ng girls, they know what to do. Yung parang, kaya natagal. Yung arte sila ng ganun, parang, how do I do this? Ganyan sila. Tapos ako parang, tol ba? Phone. Ganun ako. Kasi laking tatay ako, laking kalsada ako. So I don't know how to behave. So I'm often one of the boys. So barkada. See? Barkada.
Basketball.
Oo.
Tsaka sibang.
Ako ang mother sa Chase Carter lagi.
Yes.
Ako ang patotot like sa patintero. Ako yung bila-bila pag naglalaro sa kalsada. Lahat sila alam na nila gagawin. Tapos, ha? Ano to? Charos. So, nung nag-21 naman ako, that's when I became a mom. Imagine, just after 7 years, I became a mom na. So, complete jump from, somebody who's innocent, trying to figure things out. And now, all of a sudden, you're thrown at this parang responsibility of being a parent, a single parent, if I may add, to a kid. Tapos, wala ka ulit somebody to ask, like another older person, like, how do I do this? I figured it out all on my own. So it was always me and Kaya, like, going to doctor's appointments, going to field trips, PTA, lahat. Ako lang mag-isa. At 28, it was the year I planned my wedding, which sadly, alam naman natin that it didn't work out. But I seem to have it all figured out at 28, 29. Parang akala ko, before I entered my 30s, parang, ako. Ipon na ako, may bahay na ako. Ano ba? Ito na yung next. There's certain boxes that we need to fill when we grow old. And it's parang inculcated by society to us. At certain age, get married, buy the house, live this life. The white picket fence dream sa Americans. No? Sa atin naman yung magtapos ng pag-aaral, magtrabaho, mag-asawa, mag-anak, umipon. Ganun tayo. Tapos late na tayo magta-travel, late na tayo mag-enjoy ng sarili, ganyan. So at 28, I really thought my life was set. And then, I entered my 30s. And I never knew na ganun pala ang journey ng 30s. My 30s, other people already knew who they are. Ako, I was just starting to get to know myself. I developed a lot of new habits, new interests. Like, I started surfing in my 30s. I was surfing in my teens, pero like intensely. I joined marathons. Medyo nasa physical, ako nun, nag-yoga ako every day. Tapos, I started enrolling myself in classes. So, I enrolled myself in floristry arts. Imagine, mga weird na, mahilig ako mag-aral. Sobra. Floristry arts, culinary arts, automotive. Ang dami ko, pero totoo, woodworking. Kasi I drive eh. So, kahit babae ako, ayoko mag-ask ng help to change a tire. I know how to change oil. I know how to fix minor things in my car. Kasi I want to be able to be self-sustaining. And hindi ako independent. Hindi ako sumasandan sa kahit sino. So, kung hindi ko alam, maaralin ko. Meron na bang YouTube dati? Pero wala pa naman. Hindi siya ganun.
So, sa test na?
Hindi. Ano siya? It's a shop na owned by a friend of my uncle. Tapos, meron silang mga workshops na ginagawa doon. So, iba-iba. Tapos, in-enroll ko yung sa basic, road safety, automotive, yun. Sa dami ng inaral ko, nakalimutan ko na sa sobrang dami. Pati paglalatero, kung pwede lang inaral ko. Nakita mo ko, nag-hearing na lang ako doon sa gilid ng bahay, di ba? So, next, hindi naman ako mag-math. After 28. 28.
So, 35.
Okay, so ayan na yon yung learning. Ito na yung parang life building. Kasi pa-approach ka na ng midlife, di ba? Do I have the proper insurance? May mga ganun ka ng questions. Do I have life plan, investments? Do I have properties? All of that. Maaga ko namang nagawa yan. Pero ito, hindi ako financially literate masyado. I started, organizing my life in such a way na in preparation for, my retirement, parang ganun na. 35 ko siya sinimulan. Kasi di ba 15 years sinuhulugan naman. Para pag 50 mo, hayahay ka.
Chill.
Oo, akala ko okay ulit yun. But at 42, I broke my marriage. I was in a new relationship. I left my old job. Sobrang parang nag-180 ako. Inikot ko yung buong buhay ko. I never knew na in your 40s, pwede pa palang magbago yung buhay ko ng galang ka-drastic. Kasi I thought like my ex-husband would be like the one I will be with forever. At tinatanim mo sa isip mo, is this just society's expectation of me? Gusto ko ba talaga ito? Ganyan. In your 40s, yun na you ask the right questions. The ones that matter. Diba pag bata ka, I hate my mom, I hate this life. Tapos pagdating mo ng 30s, I hate the government, I hate the society, I hate the system. Pagdating mo ng 40s, anong kulang? Yun bakit masakit ang ligog ko? Yun ang tanong mo. Yun ang questions.
Acupuncture?
Oo. Parang, ano ang ngalan mo ulit? Yung, ha? Nabibingi ka na at 42. So, wala pa ako sa 49. It's just at my level 45. But now I can safely say that instead of asking questions in my previous years, now I find the answers na. Because I know the questions already. In my late 40s, I think I will spend the next 5 years answering those questions. Yan.
Sa 30s ko naman, ang pinaka-question ng therapist ko, how's your self-esteem? Sabi, wala eh. So I had to ask myself, ano nga ba? Saan ba galing yun?
Yes.
Paano ba makukuha yun? Paano mabibilin sa mercury drug?
Yeah. Nakakapsul ba yan?
Oo. Kasi parang ako when I was processing it, narinig ko sa nanay ko. Kasi yung nanay ko, narinig ko sa lola ko.
Yes.
Yung may generational analysis na kailangan mangyari. Kasi ito trickle down yung pagkababae.
Yes.
And it's a lot of work. I'm still working on it.
I think our generation is called the fixer generation kasi we're trying to heal the entire family from the root up until our lives, our own family. Parang ang bigat nung pressure nila. And I feel it all the time, especially now during the holiday season. When you're forced to do family reunions, when you're forced to face people that you really don't like, toxic family members. Minsan kung sino pa yung ine-expect mo na makakaintindi sa'yo kasi katugo mo, sila pa yung source ng confusion at saka ng marang ang dami mong nauungkat ng mga masasamang alaala pag nakita mo lang yung tao. Wala pang sinasabi eh. GC pa nga lang, nag-aaway na eh. Wala pa yung family reunion, GC pa lang nag-aaway. Yung kulay pa lang ng isusuot sa family reunion, nagsisigawan na sila to sa GC. Hindi ako pupunta! Yung talaga. Ate! Gano'n.
Ayoko nga magbigyan ng barbecue.
Ate! Pengi namang price ng raffle! Yaban-yaban mo, artista ka! Oo. Ang dami yung demands. So, eto, mimigay ako. Ano ba pwede ipa-raffle natin? Kiowa na rice cooker. Tama na. Charis.
Vitamin C na lang.
Pag-ingat ang lahat. Protect your mental health. If you can't go because your mental health says no, don't go.
Yes.
It's that simple.
At saka, pwede nang tanongin yung mga toxic tanong na kailan kayo mag-asawa, kailan
Yes.
kayo magkakaanak ulit,
Correct.
bakit tumaba ka, ba't ang payat mo, bakit...
Tsaka walang kumparahan ng anak.
Oo.
Kumparahan ng anak yung, alam mo ba, yung anak ng Tita Lydia mo, nurse sa Australia. Ganyan. Ikaw wala ka pa rin work. Mga tita, wala kang work. Nakalagay ang bara ng respeto sa trabaho mo. Parang dati nung hindi pa ako artista, bayan, yung gano'n yung mga iba namin kamag-anak. Tapos, nung naging artista, pag dumadating, parang kumagaling-galing sila sa upuan nila pag pakikita nila. Well, understandable. Pero yun lang, sana ang families natin, ang safe spaces natin. Na kahit sino pa tayo, we can show up as we are, na hindi tayo na nahuhusgan. But now, it's the opposite. They are the ones who judge us first. Parang they have claim over us. You're one of us, you should be perfect. Parang gano'n yung datingan.
Parang may ownership talaga.
Correct. Eh, hindi nga dapat nun.
So, dapat parang mag-send out tayo ng email with guide questions.
Dapat may nakapaskel, naka-sintra board sa family reunion. These are the things that you shouldn't ask during the reunion. Bakit wala ka pang anak? Dapat yan. Bakit wala ka pang asawa? Bakit wala kang work? Wag po nating panghimasukan ang buhay ng ibang tao kahit kamag-anak.
So, ito, I'm curious about going through therapy and all that reflection. What are the lies and unkind things that you realize you're telling yourself are wrong?
The lies that are parang in our head, akala natin lies talaga siya. But actually, we view them as lies because we were made to believe a certain truth. For example, bigyan kita ng example na ang babae na walang anak, walang kwenta. Kaya maaga akong nag-anak kasi laging lahat ng mga pinsan ko, maaga, 16, 15, nagbubuntis na sila yan siya. Tapos ako 21, parang ako na yung pinaka-late.
Wow.
Ang lalaki na ng mga ganun dati eh. Parang mag-anak ka na kaysa mahirapan ka dati. So parang I'm less of a woman because I haven't spawned an heir. Parang kala mo naman millions. Oo, kala mo na Targaryen kami sa starting. Hindi po puti ang buhok ko. Chares. Pero yun, yung mga ganun na akala natin we are only complete as women if we abide by certain, standards or structures that our family, society has placed upon us. Pero, kasi nanganingan ko yun. Kasi there's no fixed timeline for anyone. You can, change careers at 40, like what happened to me. You can, flip the script all the time. You can say no when previously hindi mo kaya. You can be this whole other person na akala mo hindi nag-i-exist. You just need to dig deeper. Nandyan ka pala! Maricel! Labas ka dito. Kanina, ilang dekada na kitang inaantay. And if people are viewing that change as you becoming the villain in their story, na ikaw, you've changed. Dati mabait ka lang, sama-sama ka namin lagi. Kaladkanin ka, tapos smile-smile ka lang. You agree with everybody. Now, hindi ka na mahatak, magno-no ka, tapos pag hindi mo talaga gusto, sinasabi mo na. Well, those are the lies that we make ourselves believe na parang, eto yung truth ko. Hindi, yun ang lies. Ang truth ko ay ito, pag ayaw ko, huwag niyo kong pipilitin. Kesa magplastikan tayo, tapos magkakaharap tayo, tawa-tawa tayo na ganyan, tapos hindi pala natin gusto yung isa't isa, di ba? Bakit natin to ginagawa? What a waste of time. So, I have had friends for years, sinabihan ko right in their face, I haven't liked you for a very long time. Ginanon ko na, tapos, Isel, bakit mo sinasabi sa akin? Umiyak. Naman na siya, because you're mean. You're mean to this person, to this person, to this person. You shouldn't do that. We need more kind people. And then I walked out. That person called me after that conversation. Super sorry siya. Akala niya all the many years that we've been together na okay lang kasi I don't say anything. So please, use your voices. Alright? If you have something to say it nicely, say it with kindness, and then express yourself in the best way you can, and then leave. You don't need to constantly and over-explain yourself all the time. You just need to come to the point, say it, and if it benefits you, it's necessary. Kailangan siyang gawin, and then leave. Have the courage, it's a book actually, to be this light. Because you are being truthful to yourself. Just leave. For your sake, just leave.
So parang, even if we good times, parang,
Oo. Wala na yun. Compared to the hurtful things that happened, okay na. Iyon na yung good time. I can make myself happy. I don't need anybody. Yeah.
you're all saying that someone you're kissing, you're the love of your life. Sobrang, hindi yan madali.
Yes.
Na process, no, to love yourself in a way that you really deserve.
Yeah.
Ano ba yung mga practices mo that you do now that you know better?
Yes. I haven't been single for long. Like, I always since I was 14, I always jump from one relationship to another. And when I watched the movie Eat, Pray, Love, that character ni Julia Roberts, the lead character, it resonated with me so much kasi nga, she doesn't know who she is anymore because she always equates her value and her identity with her partner. So she shifts every time na meron siyang bagong partner. So that happened to me so many times. There was a guy friend of mine that said, Isel, kamukha mo si ganito, your current boyfriend. Tapos nung bago yan, kamukha mo yung dati mong boyfriend. Parang hindi ko na alam kung ano ka. And that was so honest, and he just said it ng diretso lang. Tapos ako parang na-rock yung world ko na, oo nga no, sino ba ako talaga? Ano bang gusto ko? Ano ba yung style ko ng pagmamahal? What is my love language? How do I want to be treated? How do I want to be cared for? I don't really know. And then I finally sat down with myself. There was actually like a few months na nag-solo travel ako. I did a retreat. I went to therapy. Talagang I worked on myself. And I figured it out. Why do I seek it outside of the self? When in fact, there's so much love in me na hindi ko pinupur into me. If people see that as a negative action because I'm taking care of myself, then I pity them kasi everybody should be taking care of themselves. It's not selfish at all. Even if I say I don't need people, I do. I really do. But on my own terms. Hindi yung pwedeng sinasaksak niyo yung sarili niyo sa buhay. Wait lang, I'm processing something. I'll come out of my shell when I'm ready. And then I'll be good and I'll be with all. I don't expect people to be a good friend to me or my old friends to be a good friend to me if I am not a good friend also. So, parang reciprocal lang lagi. Kung anong binuhos ko, dun din yung ini-expect ko. And if they don't give it to me, it's fine. And that releases me from a lot of disappointments, a lot of pain. Wala na akong expectation sa kahit sino. Tapos, umabot na ako sa punto na ang tangi ko na lang hinihingan ng expectation sarili ko. Nagsasalita nga ako mag-isa, pag kunyari pagod na ako, gusto mo ng pera, di ba? Gusto ko yan, di ba? Gusto mo ba gusto mo pumunta ng Europe sa summer next year, di ba? Gawin mo yan, yes, love me everybody! Pag pagod na ako, I psych myself up. Ako ang sarili kong
You're
cheerleader.
just like boy now.
Sarili kong cheerleader, tapos pag pagod ako, nakaligala ako, patamay ka, kawawa ka, di ba? Ako din yung naaawa sa self ko, yung binibigyan ko yung sarili ko ng compassion. And who cares if people label you as crazy? You know, this is the time to romanticize your life. Like, make everything like a movie, you know? Live your life with vibrance. Diba?
Time is ticking.
Yes. So,
Life is short.
ganon, dapat pag na-in-love tayo, we make sure na that person doesn't dictate the version of love that we want. Kasi dapat nakikita niya rin yun, yung other person na minamahal mo, na ginagawa mo rin yun sa sarili ko. Because that inculcates respect sa kabilang tao. Example, when my partner does something wrong, before, my old self would be like, okay, baka ganun na talaga siya. Kaya natanggal. Arte-arte lang ako ganyan. Ngayon, when my partner does something wrong, I see it with love, with kindness. Babe, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say that to me. Because I feel hurt. Okay? I put the emotion and the reaction last. And I say my point agad. And my partner is like, thank you. Now I know. Then I won't do that. Diba? So it's easy. Walang games.
Walang basag-basag ng pinggan na kasama.
Oo, walang yung parang, kaya ko, mahal mo ako. Diba ganun mga pelikula na, alam mo kaya tayo ganito? Yung mga pinapanood natin, ganyan eh. Diba yung, ano bang plot ng teleserye lagi? Laging yung may anak sa labas, tapos lalakawin yung yaman ng namatay na tatay, or may nasira yung po kayong kalahati. Tapos magpapa-rip okay, tapos nandito na ako para kunin ang kayamanan ng mga Del Valle. After that. Kaya tayo, napaka-dramatic natin sa buhay when in fact, life should be simple. Life should not involve drama.
That's so insightful. Kasi I'm writing my second film now. And it's about, there's a lot of mental health issues there. But may warning na for me na, okay, wag masyadong magawa.
Yes.
Make it like helpful.
Yeah.
Diba? So that's an opportunity. Do you think you're still hard on yourself?
Not so much anymore. I've forgiven myself. That's the first thing I did. Kasi when I realized that I have to work on myself, a huge part of that was admitting to myself na this was caused by nobody but me. Ako lang ang gumawa nito lahat. I'm a willing participant in all of this. Matalino ko, alam ko yan bago ko yan pinasok. Bakit ko niloloko sa sarili ko? Ganon. And alam niyo, pag ginawa niyo na sinabi mo, parang kang yung batang ikaw, lalabas yun sa katawan mo, tapos sinakapin mo siya. It's like you're healing your inner child. When it's okay, you are perfect in your own little way. I love you, I forgive you, tapos naapi ko siya.
Yes.
Ang daming mga chains na masisira, na mga that's pulling you back. All this time, ayun pa yun, parang merong nakaparak sa likod ko, tapos natanggal. It's a burden, actually, to think of it every day. All the bad things that happen to you. Oh my gosh, kasalanan ko yun. Ganyan. What will happen? Pagka sinisi mo sarili mo, wala, diba? Oo. Ang mangyayari lang doon, pag sinisi mo ang sarili mo, you take accountability. Diba? Pero huwag kang maipit doon sa emotion.
Stop. Huwag kang tumambay doon.
Huwag ka tumambay doon. Okay, kasalanan ko daw, ala na ngayon. So, ganun na mapasok na naman kausapin ko na naman yung sarili. O, diba? O, tayo na. Mag-shower ka. Sometimes it takes a small activity to get out of a rut. Like, a good shower, a nice meal, an 8-minute conversation with a friend. Yun lang.
On the topic of forgiveness, sa sarili mo, tsaka sa ibang tao. Now you're 45. May kailangan ka ba bang i-forgive?
Yes. Madami sila actually. There was a thing I read sa isang ewan ko nagta-Tumblr pa rin kayo. Ako na ang Tumblr na tao sa mundo. Tumblr and Pinterest kasi I like mood boards. I really love it. I love making collages. Sobrang ganda ng mga ganun sa Tumblr. So, it was a Tumblr post and I saw na parang there is joy and beauty in accepting the apology that you haven't received. So, I want these people to say sorry to me for the things that they did to me. But I find so much peace knowing na kahit hindi nila gawin yun, kahit hindi sila makaramdam ng regret sa pain na in-inflict nila sa akin, it's okay kasi that pain made me who I am now. That pain made me, not naman stronger per se, but it made me realize so many things about myself that improved my being. So thank you for hurting me. Thank you for teaching me this lesson. Everything is a lesson. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Yun yung lagi kong naiisip. So, thank you. And ang ganda ng ganung pagtrato sa mga sumakit sa'yo kasi Diyos na yung bahala sa kanila pagdating sa nila. Hindi na ikaw yung mag-e-extract ng natasabi pa nating revenge. So I think the biggest revenge I could do is to better myself. Na kahit ganito mo ako, eto pa rin ako, diba? Nakatayo pa rin. At bongga. Charos. Kaya, marami sila. Alam mo, the thing with people that hurt you, kaya mo hindi sila pakalimutan. The people who are allowed to hurt you or can hurt you are the people you love. Diba? If you don't love them, they won't hurt you. Diba? There's a point in your life that you cared for them, you made them feel important, you hold a special place in your life, and then they betrayed you. Your trust, the love that they gave you, hindi nila pinahalagahan. So that's why it's so painful. But, in love, nothing is lost. Yun na lang ang isipin mo. There was a time that you were happy. There was a time that you were faithful to each other. There was a time that you laughed so hard together. You shared a meal. So just focus on the good things. And even though I'm not friends with my exes, right now they can say to themselves, all of you, even the dad of my kid, all of them, ang landi naman ni First Grade.
Ano ba?
Di na ba? Pero kayo lahat na alam nyo to na kahit balik tanawin nyo ang lahat ng bagay, she could have made a big deal about this. She could have said yes to an interview. She could have, made a lawsuit out of all of this kasi sometimes may ganun na rin, may money involved, meron ng mga illegal stuff na they did to me. Pero she didn't. She just chose to move forward, keep trudging every single day without being a hassle to me. And that alone is a blessing to all of you. So consider that my last act of love.
Sinabi mo nga parang you went through a lot of relationships. What are your reflections and wisdom about codependency?
Napakahirap niyang topic na yan to discuss kasi a lot of people say they're not like that. Hindi ako codependent sa partner ko. We just really know each other. I can't live without my partner. He's the love of my life. Okay yun. Actually, hindi ko sila pinitigilan to feel that. But, when these parang entanglements actually do not serve your betterment. For example, gusto nyo na lang lagi kayong Netflix and chill. Wala na kayong let's do something productive. Like for example, take a class together. O kaya, for example, let's travel together pero to a place that we've both never been to. Para pares tayong inosente tas i-explore natin lahat. Let us deal with your family stuff. And then my family stuff. Yung mga ganang mga activities. So if you're super comfortable na with that person to a point na ka na sa kanya kapag sobrang attached na, yung ganun, attachment, In Buddhism, there is the central doctrine actually of Buddhism that all life is suffering. And the major source of suffering is attachment. So not even the person that you love, not even your children, not even the things that you produce, you amass in this life, can control your destiny or your fate. Hindi pwedeng sila yung nagdidictate. It's just you. It comes from you. So that light, instead of, feeling the light of the other person, you let that light spark lang para you are able to illuminate the world just by you. And that person, kunyari man romantic partner or kung ano man yung entanglement na meron kayo, is inspired by you, then kung mabubuhay siya na mas maganda at gumaganda yung, then you become a good partner. I think that's the measure of being a good partner, when you're able to improve the life of the person that you love. So codependency is so tricky. Sometimes it helps people, but most of the time it blurs the line between, self identity, parang yung perception mo ng sarili mo na-blur. So dapat hindi natin na-lose yung self natin within the relationship.
I was 22 when I got engaged. I was 23, got married. 24, first baby.
Wow. Ang bilis
Yeah.
Napapakaka.
Oo, tapos yung pack pa na 24, kami, newlyweds in a foreign country. So, by support system, so parents, family. So, parang 5 years akong homesick.
Sakit nun.
Oo,
Ang bata
so-
mo pa rin kasi rin.
Oo, so parang as a mom, I was already trying to find myself as well. So, dun ako actually dun yung parang sort of breakdown ko. First breakdown ko when I was 28, 27. Kasi parang, what? Sila ko, nanay na ako. Parang dami shit na you have to figure out. Anyway, I was lucky enough na mabait yung napangasawa ko.
So lucky.
Na tao. Alam mo yung ganun?
Lucky.
So mabait na tao, tapos may kasundo kami. Bata pa lang kami, kung biglang nagkasundo ng gano'n. Pero tama eh. Sabi namin, let's have God at the center. Even if hindi kami religious So more on parang we take from Buddhism, take from Catholicism, yung maganda. Parang nag-buffet.
Correct.
Nag-buffet kami. So put God in the center, tapos may mutual progression dapat kami marami. Tapos trust and transparency. Trust mo yung other person na hindi ka sasaktan kasi ayaw na rin mo saktan. Parang namin, yung don't cheat.
Golden rule. Do not
Yes,
do
yes,
unto
yes.
others. Yes.
Trust me na hindi kita sasaktan.
Yes.
Tapos yung transparency, you say things that kahit mahirap sa...
Have the hard conversations.
Hindi ko alam kung ba't may ganun kami, pero na-discuss namin. Hindi na lang. Kasi nakakawala eh.
You're abroad and you're alone. Well, support system like this.
Patapos yun pa. Siyempre tayo. Well, you. Anyway, since you're an artist, how has comedy, music, and your arts helped you?
The stage is the most freeing space for me. Whenever I'm on stage, I can be who I want. I love makeup. I love dressing up. I love being somebody else. Kasi it's an escape for me from the harsh realities of life, day-to-day life. That was how I viewed it before. But now I use art as a way of healing also. It's therapy for me as well. I sing and make songs for my band and my personal music career that is a reflection of my journey as a person. And I hope when people listen to the lyrics of the songs that I made, na they see themselves in the journey that I went through. And art has always been transformative for me. Like, I thought hindi ko kaya. Example, I did my first musical play. Imagine, at 38 years old.
Wow!
I auditioned and all of that. I went through the ropes. Nagulat si Direk Joel Lamangan, bakit ka nagko-call back? Dapat tinawagan mo na lang ako. You're an instant hire. No, I wanted to do the same route as other theater artists. Go to the audition, go to the second callback, go to all of that until masala ka to become part of the cast. And when I did that, wala akong alam. I don't know how to read musical notes. Kasi I know how to play the piano and the guitar, but I don't know how to read notes ng dire-diretso. all of them, during the Sits Probe, yung kumakanta na kami with the orchestra, they were reading on music sheets. I wasn't. I was reading on a handwritten notebook na meron pa mga notes sa taas yung tono dito, babae. The way I understand the piece,
Tenga girl.
tenga girl lang ako eh. Ang dami ko hindi ko alam na may mga parts pala na tone deaf. Na ako na ano na ako. And yung mga sharp ang tenga, yung mga music major. They were so kind to me. They pulled me to the side. Halika tala mag-vocalist. So it was a way for me to discover myself again. Na parang whenever I'm doing any creative work, any creative activity, it's like I'm opening pages of myself that I haven't seen before. Uy, kaya kong pala to. Magaling pala ako dito. Like acrylic art, I did that only during the pandemic. Acrylic painting came to me in my 40s. Imagine,
Yay!
I don't know how to paint to save my life. Pero when the pandemic happened, ang gagawin natin? Araw-araw tayo ganito. Nag-isip ako ng activities and I started painting. Now I have more than 300 paintings at home. I paint almost every day during the pandemic. Yeah. Sometimes 2 to 3 paintings in a day. Ganon. Medyo may obsession type yung namin, yung condition, yung ADHD part. I pour myself into an activity. Talagang binuhos ko yung sarili ko. So art for me before was an escape, but right now it's something that I don't want to be lost in. I want to be found in art.
It's like I'm trying to relate it to writing and stand out. And kasi parang ayoko din husband ko na ako nagsabi, ay, artist ka kasi. Parang may time na hindi ko alam na to ano ako. Like, I identify mostly like as a filmmaker. Pero like, sinasabi niya, parang ang dami mong career. Parang,
Yes.
kasi parang ang dami mong gusto i-express.
Yes.
And, yun nga, parang there's the discovery every time.
Yes.
Are there any artistic goals or expressions that you still want to explore?
Actually, we're the same, Mars. Kailangan kong sabihin sa'yo na film major ako tong college.
Yes.
Yes, and one of my dreams, I think, gusto ko tong maabot bago ako at 50, no? So, I have 5 years to do all of this, to get funding and all of that, is to create my own feature film, a full-length one. Or, if hindi ka, kahit short, no? And kung hindi man to maipapalabas sa buong mundo, no? Kahit man lang sa Pilipinas, mapakita ko. And, yes. And I wanna be a director someday. I wanna hone talent someday. Kasi I think I have a voice. I have something to share. I wanna create performers who are authentically themselves. Kasi ang dami-dami ng a copy of a copy of a copy. Everyone you see, parang nanood ako ng isang Sunday, alam niyo na to, isang Sunday variety show. Lumabas yung isang artist, long hair, kulot, taka-red. Anim na sila sa stage, yung kakamukha sila, Mars. Walang individuality kasi isa lang ang look na hinahabol na yung expectation na ng mga tao na ito ang imahe ng maganda. That's why I always break away. Ako ang unang nag-undercut. Ako ang unang nag-green na buhok. Ako ang unang mainstream artist na 30 mahigit ang tato. Ako ang unang artist na kaya kong mag-break from serious to funny. It was frowned upon before na parang, tali-talituhan, sana all. O kaya, di ikaw na, ganyan tayo ng mga Pilipino, diba? Nakakais yun. Hate, yun na ba ka-hate ko? Na para bang kasalanan ang magkaroon ng intellect. Diba, na maging mapag-isip na tao. So, gusto ko balang araw na makakreate ng industriya, pangarap lang to, pero sana magkatotoo, na mas marami na lumabas from the woodwork na may form of expression na hindi pa natin nakikita before.
Yes.
And I'd like to make a film showcasing that, na mga totoo, authentic na mga tao na hindi pa natin nakapanood at bibigyan ko ng pagkakataon.
How can you support you?
Yes!
Let's go lang. For you,
Yes.
producer, yung ba,
Yay!
AD, mag-PA.
Lahat. Pati utility, isa lang pala yung stuff.
Takip lang ako ng kape.
True,
So, ito yung mga quick questions na, what is your favorite film or favorite film genre? Yung film major.
The film that I really, really like, I used to be obsessed with French films, but one that struck me, medyo pop, is Amélie. That and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Those two things, because I really like mixing experimental with traditional narratives. Parang, it's kind of a reflection of my own mind. That's the way I think. So I don't think in like black and white or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think in 69, 34. Ganun ako mag-isip. So I like movies like that make me think, that shifts my perception to whatever. What dreams may come is another thing that I like. Mga ganung, yung name-mesh niya yung fantasy reality. But lately, yung talagang bago no, na masasabi ko, wow, ang ganda naman ng pelikula na to. Yung para bang, or a series pala actually, series. Yung parang, bakit ganito tong series na to? Parang, sobra niya akong, engross ako sa kanya. Ewan ko kung you're Neil Gaiman fans, but I'm a comic book girl. Sabi nga sa inyo, laking lalaki ako, di ba? Nakikinig ako ng mga heavy metal habang nababasa ng Neil Gaiman. And then when the Endless series came out, nagulat ako na, wow, itong live animation ng isang comic book na to. Ang dami yan. Kasi when you read Gaiman comic books, it talks about life. It just doesn't talk about the endless. So if you don't know it, the endless are parang, they're eternals. They live forever, then they represent certain things. So sa delirium, si delight, si destruction, and then the main character is death. So I'm so fascinated with Sisi.
Yes.
Sisi para si Dream. So si Dream, gusto kong gumawa ng pelikula parang gano'n na hinahandle niya yung life stories ng normal na tao pero in the perception of eternals. So, why does it matter? Why is it important? Yung mga ganung mga central ideas. So, I love the Endless series. That's my recent favorite.
Meron ka bang kaya, may mood ka, diba? May mood ka, you go to a certain genre. Like for example, pag may mood ako na puro documentary.
Yes.
May mood ako na puro murder.
Alam mo kung anong documentary paborito ko? Ancient Aliens. Grabe yung Ancient Aliens. Tinapos ko lahat yun na yung isip ko dun sa Ancient Aliens.
Ilang season yun?
Ang dami. 41 million. Dami. Isang dami.
What do you like about it?
I like that, there's something that we cannot explain that is older than anything we've ever known. And it makes me, fantasize about, what if I was living in that time kasi sabi nila, the Mayans and the Incas were interacting with beings from other worlds. And it was like next to nothing. Parang lang, Bisaya, tsaka taga Iloilo. Parang ganun lang kayo, yung hindi siya abnormal. Parang accepted.
Ako naman mahilig ako sa a documentary about food.
Sarap.
Diba?
I travel by food. Kaya ako nanonood ng kanyang documentaries.
Ang next ko nga gustong gawin, mag-aral ng food style.
Yes! Alam mo bang mahal na yan na profession?
Kasi
Tinabuhat.
gusto mo mag-shoot ng parang docu-series na may food.
Oo, sarap.
Dream Streets.
Parang somebody Vigil, parang gano'n.
Oo, fun.
Pero fun.
Okay, so answer this toxic Filipino trait you want to get rid of. Well, do you want to highlight any?
Another toxic trait that I do not like is yung parang meron kang roles in the family na kailangan mong gawin. As the panganay, you have to set an example for your younger kids. As the younger siblings. As the panganay, you have to be the third parent. Parang ganun. When we're away, you're in charge. Yung mga, alam nyo, it's a family and it's called a family for a purpose. Tulungan to.
Yeah.
Everybody has to pitch in. Hindi pwedeng nakasalalay sa isang tao lang. Kaya I don't really like the term breadwinner. I don't like that. Kasi the bread is there to be taken by everybody. No, it's not supposed to be won by just one person. Sino ang nagsabing isang tao lang dapat ang nagbubuhat ng lahat? Paborito natin yung mga Pilipino at feeling natin kung tayo yung breadwinner, bayani tayo ng pamilya. Hindi po. Ang tawag po sa inyo ay martyr ng pamilya. At po kayo, dinidelude niyo po yung sarili ninyo na natutulungan niyo talaga ang pamilya niyo. When in fact, what you're just doing is tolerating yung pagiging tamad nila, yung pagiging reliant nila sa'yo, at yung bukod doon, yung nandyan naman si ate. Yung mga ganung expression. Nandyan naman si Maricel. Hindi mo talaga natutulungan yung pamilya mo. What you do is, yes, you extend help, pero at the same time, you make the person that you help understand na this is not going to be forever. I'll help you out one time, pero I'll give you the skills for you to help yourself out next time. Hindi pwedeng puro ako. Ayoko na yung breadwinner na term. I don't like that. Kailangan lahat tayo.
Sure.
Too much pressure. And a lot of,
Kaming tao.
kaya tayo may mental health issues, Mars. Kasi a lot of people experience that and they don't say anything. It's expected that you do it. Tiis. Oo. At saka dakila ka. Mabait yan na anak. Siya bumuhay sa mga mama at papa niya. Lahat ng pamangkin niya, pinaaral niya. Tapos tignan mo yung tao, yung gano'n na. Yung tulala na sa buhay. Yung gano'n. O paano naging mabait yan? Mabait nga siya, pero inubos niyo siya. Nawalan na siya ng pagmamahal sa sarili niya. Diba? Ayoko yun na mangyari hindi lang sa akin, hindi lang sa anak ko, sa lahat. Kasi once na ginawa mo ito, yung pagtulong sa iyong mga kamag-anak, mga mahal mo sa buhay, akala mo lang hindi ka nagpo-form ng micro-resentment deep inside you. It builds up. Ang dami nun. One day, bigla ka na lang sasabog, ikaw! Gagano ka. Ilang tao kitang binuhat! Gano'n ka yun. Gusto mo pa ba yun? Umabot ka sa napaka-moment na you fall from grace. I always like to be, tasteful and graceful. That's my goal in my 40s. Na gusto ko Lucy Torres. Like, yung gano'n, sorry, kuya nalagawa. Ano lang, kalmado, may resolve, at sasabihin ko as it is, tapos ayoko na. Para hindi magulo. So don't say yes to things that you're not comfortable with.
And one of the best Filipino traits that you should always have.
I love the fact that whenever I go out of the country, people always say the Filipinos always smile. They always sing. They're always so welcoming and all of that. I think that's a virtue that I would like to carry up until I'm old. Na I always have a reason to sing. I always have a reason to smile because I'm Filipino. You know, it's cool to be Filipino now. When people know abroad that you're Filipino, oh my gosh, so you're talented. Alam na nila agad.
Yes.
Because all the popular entertainers right now na humibida ay Pilipino. So, gustong-gusto ko yan sa atin bilang Pilipino na kahit gaano kahirap ang buhay, kaya nating mag-videoke sa baha, kaya nating mag-inuman sa mga bubong kapag sila sa
Fashion show sa evacuation center.
Pero sana tama na yung resilience.
Yeah.
Oo, sana tama naman na yung ganon. Kasi sabi nga ng isang kanta na inawit ni Gary Granada ay sana'y di tayo masanay sa ganyang klaseng buhay.
Yes.
Kasi meron pang ibang buhay na pwede. Masaya maging masaya. Bilang Pilipino, matik yan sa atin eh. Pero ang gusto ko lang i-note dito, yes, we are known to be parang a jovial nation, a very welcoming nation. But at the same time, we also escape our problems. We mask our problems with parties, with drinking, with merrymaking. Pero we fail to realize na parang, uy, may problema, dinadaan na lang natin sa tawa. Uy, magalit kayo sa mga politiko na dahilan bakit binabaha yung mga kalsada natin. Magalit na kayo. Ngayon ang oras para magalit at hindi masamang magalit. Oo, sana maging masaya na nalahi, pero maging mapagmatsyag, matalino at mapaluri din at the same time.
Kasi pwede siyang abusuhin.
True, oo.
How about a trait you love in a person that's very close to you?
Love is so many things, no? And I think I fall in love with a person because of one thing. Hindi talaga yung romantic aspect ng love. To me, love is consideration. Yung naiisip yung kapakanan mo, yung naiisip ang mararamdaman mo, naiisip ang perception mo sa bagay na gagawin niya or ano. So, napapamahal ako sa isang tao dahil sa trait na yun na pag nako-consider ako. Ay, teka muna, hindi yan gusto ni Izel, baka mas dito tayo kasi that person has you in mind. May space ka sa puso at sa isip. Pero yun, yung ganun, pag ang tao, inisip ka, binigyan ka ng tama mong kalalagyan, yung akala mo hindi mo deserve, pero inakit ka ng tao niya. Yun yung mahalin mo. Kasi ikaw nga, hindi mo yun naisip, pero siya naisip niya yun para sa'yo. Diba? Tatawagan niya na yung asawa niya. Tatawagan niya.
Oo, parang feeling ko siyang selfless minsan.
Oh.
Parang, siya rin parang kailangan yung to refuel. Yung mga men needs to be, kasi ito to yung nauubos din sila, tapos kaya sila kung ano-ano ginagawa.
Yes.
To feel that hole inside. Parang minsan nalihis. Yun, slowly ko isip kasi, of course, I have guy friends. parang kailangan din kayo mag-refill. Kasi, otherwise, magkakaramis.
Totoo. Actually, naawa ko kasi, di ba, merong vowsy, merong women's health test sa mga police station. Where will men go if they have complaints? Walang men's health test. And for the longest time, they weren't allowed to cry, to express themselves, to be labeled as, sissy or medyo palambot, na in touch sila with their emotions and all of that. That's why women live longer kasi we cry, we talk about our problems with our friends. We're allowed to express our feelings, our emotions. The boys parang, toughen up, be a man. Di ba? May ganyan. Go iyak. Tapos ikaw, tayo ka sa langit kasi pigil ng luha. Dapat bigyan natin ng pagkakataon ang mga lalaki na maging tao.
Yes.
Hindi na to usapan ng gender or kung ano sojigo. Wala nang ganunan. Tao din sila na nasasaktan sila. And in fact, mas mahirap sa kanila. Alam niyo ba ito? Kasi ang amygdala nila, silayas, mas malaki kasi sa babae. So yung center of anger, resentment, and all of that, ang laki kumpara sa babae. Kaya talagang yung fuse nila, di ba? Minsan na ako magalit, pero pag nagalit ako, magtami pa. May pagkaganan, ayaw po na din silang umabot paro sa ganang punto. Dapat maaga pa lang, kung alam nyo, ang mga lalaking nananakit ng asawa, nang aabandono ng mga anak, maaga pa lang yan, pinayagan niyang umiyak, inintindihan na may problema, walang mga abandoned children, walang battered wives. All of those are, I will hit you because I feel like a man when I do this.
Yes.
Diba? But you are a man regardless.
Share ko lang din with Bingo Plus Foundation. They have this emergency hotline for mental health first aid.
Oh, wow. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
So, it helps you like, when you're in the height of emotions, you can have a hotline to call para hindi ka nalisa and you know what to do next.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and also, for my last question, if you want to say something to God now at 45 years old, going through everything you've been through,
Siguro if God were in this podcast as the third person in this podcast, I'd just like to say thank you for everything. Because nothing happens, I know this sounds cliche, no? Nothing happens as an accident. Everything has a reason, a purpose. And the things that happened in my life, before I was, convincing myself that it was totally unfair that it had to happen to me. Why me? I've always been a faithful servant. Hindi din ako religious like you, Mars. Hindi din ako like every Sunday talagang hindi ako makakamiss. I try to find God in people and in situations. And I see God in animals. I see God in nature. I see Him everywhere. And I'd like to say thank you for this beautiful world that we have. Thank you for this life that you gave me na meron akong, I know there's a gift inside of me that's trying to burst out now in this season of my life that I've been given yung gift ng pagsasalita. Actually, this Sakya tattoo is the Sarika bird and it's the symbol of communication. And I found that us as media practitioners, we play a vital role in shaping society by the way we express ourselves. Our words are so instrumental in forming communities. Sometimes we incite. Now what we're doing, this mental health conversation, those who were afraid before to admit to themselves that they have a problem, I know some of you will PM me again and tell me that, Miss Tuesday, because of what you said, I was able to say to the person who hurt me, don't do that anymore. I'm going to be honest. I've lost several people in my PMs. They gave up. I tried my best to help them, to advise them. I lost them, and I'm praying for you every night. The families have communicated with me. They say thank you because there was a time now before that person left na they felt na parang nagkaroon siyang peace kahit papaano before leaving. Parang naintindihan niya na ganyan. But it's not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to reach that point.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are, in need of help right now, and they can't express themselves. So I thank the Lord for giving me this gift that I can process thoughts like this. I can express myself like this. I'm in a field where sometimes I'm glamorous, sometimes I can be like this and almost konti lang yung makeup. I purposely did this because in my podcast, I saw na, and the other guestings, I try to be parang as presentable as I can, yung showbiz persona ko na matagal ko nang ginagawa. So, tinatay ko nang i-break yun. I'm showing people who I am without makeup. Bumunta ko ng palengke, naka-taster, ganun. Dati naiyak-iyak akong ganun. So, now I thank the Lord for, making me realize all these things. Na gratefulness is such a big part of my life right now. And wala akong nang hinihingi sa Diyos ngayon, kundi siguro, isa na lang talaga yung hinihingi ko sa Diyos. Bukod sa thank you, Lord, for everything. Lord, please, ipakulong niyo na po natin ng mga corrupt. Please, Lord, sana po, para yumaman natin. Kasi never po naging poor ang Pilipinas. We are a rich nation, rich in culture, rich in history, rich in resources. Diba? Pero we don't experience it. So please, Lord, dalawa lang ngayon ko, Lord. Hindi ba isa? Dalawa lang. Makulong ang mga corrupt. Okay, yan ang gusto. At saka, Lord, please, sana magawa ko yung pelikula ko. Yun na lang yung hinihiling ko.
Yes,
Yun.
magagawa yan. For sure.
Yes. At sana po yakapin ng Diyos lahat ng may problema. Somehow, I think, inagamit ako ngayon ng Panginoon. No, I don't wanna sound corny, pero in every word that I utter in guestings, I think there is a life somewhere out there that's getting influenced positively. So, I try to be careful with what I say. And if may negative po kayo na reactions, it's okay. Hindi din po, I won't take offense kung may masabi po kayo. Kasi now, I am brave enough to also take the bad with the good. And I thank the Lord also for that.
Thank you so much for Miss Tuesday.
Thank you so much for having me. Maraming salamat. And thank you to the Bingo Plus Foundation for that mental health hotline, which is badly needed. So please, if you have a problem, seek help, get diagnosed, and if you can't, you don't have the resources, call a friend. Or if you don't have a friend, call to God.
Thank you so much. Woo, woo, woo. Till the next time. Bye.